on this one because I feel like this picture is just like the epitome of Tarantino, man. Like this picture
Is there
just made me
piggies in
like
it?
laugh out loud when I saw it. What's that?
Is there little piggies in it?
I
Little
mean,
feetsies or?
I mean, it's like the opening shot for Death Proof, right? It's got to be.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty
Come
good.
on.
I think we're good. Should be streaming. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, nice.
I mean, I can see the thumbnail at least. So.
Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, like the personal camera on like the foot is just like the I don't know. That's the epitome of Tarantino to me now. But yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Got some juicy topics this week. Got some Tarantino talk. Our movie chest got an oldie but a goodie, I'd say. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and then probably end with Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't actually watched it, so I could just dip.
Yeah, that's
We'll
cool.
see.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. But should we start with Invasion of the Body Snatchers and then go Tarantino, or what you guys think?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Cool. Ease in with this week's movie chess pick. It's kind of a more difficult one to land on one, right? So we had to like do a couple repicks.
Oh yeah, it was between this and 3 Billboards, right?
Yeah, another big one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick that one actually,
3 Billboards,
because that's like the last one you haven't seen by.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of wise. I wanted to get like I was feeling a different vibe. We've done all of Martin McDonagh's movies otherwise, like so it's kind of like save that one for a bit. That's kind of what I was thinking, but and Invasion of the Body Snatchers was one that's been on my list. I mean, all these movies have been on my list and on my radar forever, but like I felt like it was one I needed to get to right now, I guess. But
you watched the old one too, right?
I did watch the old one too, and I actually have seen there's like a 2007 version that I watched a long time ago when I was a wee lad, and it's got I think like Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman in it. Pretty bland and boring, like the 56 version. I believe it's 56 version. Yeah, I'm glad you guys. I don't know if you guys didn't watch that one, right? Like,
I was going to, but then I just didn't have time because I kind of wanted to after watching the 70s version. But
go ahead if you really want to, but it doesn't. It doesn't elevate it any farther than the 70s version does at all. It's like a middling 50s movie in my opinion, and it's very boring. But I don't know, it has its moments, its charm. But
it's based on a book, right?
Yeah. Did a little research on the book, and it seems like the 70s version does it for the most part, but the ending of the book is like way different than all the versions of the movies. So I guess we'll get into it. But what do you guys think overall of Invasion of the Body Snatchers? 78, I believe it's 78.
I kind of liked it. I mean, I had a good time watching it. I mean, it was like easy for me to watch. Honestly, I expected it to be, I don't know, more of a drag, I guess, but that was good. Some like old ass actors or young,
but yeah, with like fucking Donald Sutherland and stuff.
Yeah,
or fucking Jeff Goldblum randomly, like he's so fucking young.
It was a surprise. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I actually enjoyed it. I feel like I was engaged pretty much like the whole time, like trying to figure shit out. And I don't know. I mean, like, there were some like weird unexplained things, or like I had some questions, but I wouldn't really say that there were like plot holes. But like, I don't know. We can get into that later. But overall, I liked it.
Nice. What about you, Alex? How did this one hit you?
No, it was actually pretty good in terms of like just before the 80s horror movie type. I don't know, it did a solid job. The practical effects were pretty good. I mean, I thought they were pretty cool when it got gruesome. It was just gruesome enough where it was like that grindhouse gruesomeness and things like that. And then just I guess one thing that stood out for me was the constant ultrasound sound that went throughout the movie, because it's like all these people are being reborn into these creatures by these plants, so it's just the constant sound that's going on in the background. I was like, that was pretty effective, and I think Yeah, no, it really stood out for me. I
For
like that
sure.
part, and then, like, in the background of shots, the unsettling moments where there's just people staring at him,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it was just as a horror movie, it was very effective, so I thought it did very well. It was unsettling, but not like I mean, it was campy, but it was good, very enjoyable.
Nice. Yeah. I'm glad we all liked it. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't land for some people, but I feel like yeah, out of like most 70s or like most like older horror movies, this one is like pretty well crafted and
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you guys said, it moved well. It moved pretty fast for me too. It just kind of like led you there, and I'd say maybe Donald Sutherland is a big part of that, maybe. But what'd you guys think of his? I thought it was pretty fun just seeing him like operate at that age.
I thought it was just hilarious that like he's supposed to be like a health inspector. Like, is
Yeah,
that like legit
Yeah.
a
for
rat
health
turd.
inspectors? Like a health department? Like that? Like I don't know. They have like a
it's a
full
rat
fucking
turd.
Yeah,
lab and
labs
people
and shit.
analyzing
Yeah.
shit. Like I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know what it's like to be a health inspector. So like I don't fucking know. But like
Right.
I thought that was kind of like hilarious.
it was
But
way
yeah,
more, it was a way more legit profession in the 70s, dude. Like they had it.
yeah,
It was like up and
maybe I don't
coming.
fucking know. I
Yeah,
guess.
The
yeah,
weed was
Dude, but also
better.
he
The
just seemed like a chill dude. I mean, like he was a fucking asshole for his job, but I mean, like I don't know, you probably
yeah.
gotta be. And then
Mhm.
him coming out like after like reviewing that place poorly, and the two fucking chefs are sitting out there with his cracked windshield and shit.
Yeah.
But like also like he's just like making dinner, chilling, drinking some wine when the other like I don't remember her name, but when she like came over to tell him about shit.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Elizabeth? No, not
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Was it Elizabeth?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I think
That scene like turned because I wasn't like fully on board with his character really until that scene came along. I was like, all right, this guy's
yeah, 'cause
chill, like he's
he
cool.
seemed like
Yeah.
more of a chill dude. Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I think that's like he's like he speaks very softly in this movie a lot of the time. Like there's
Mhm.
sometimes where you can like barely catch like what he's saying almost, and it's like
Yeah.
makes you lean in, but it also like makes him like a very like soft character, like soft chill. Like you want to
Yeah,
you're like
Yeah.
on board with him
You warm up to
after
him. Yeah.
after that scene. Like you're pretty much on, I'd say. But and then it kind of pays off, I guess, in the end if we want to jump to the end. But like his like subdued performance, I feel like you kind of have to start somewhere like that in order to pay off any sense of like, is he the alien or is he not at the end? I mean,
right.
it's pretty obvious to me, I guess, but like if he was at 100 and then he's at a 0 at the end, it's like too obvious. So you got to like find somewhere there. But
Right.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
still
that's
questioned
smart.
it at the end.
really,
I don't
nice.
know until yeah, he started doing the shriek. Because I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
like, is he just playing it cool? Like he knows, like
Right.
that he
Right.
has to like not show any
Blending
emotion.
in.
Like
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, when he gets in line, it's like, okay, I think he is, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, is he buying into, or is he just like hiding?
Right.
Yeah, pretty sick ending too. I mean, like the screech reveal, and then just like the zoom into the mouth, like
Yeah.
into
dude. Yeah, I
black,
don't.
and then just like silence over the credits too. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely got some style.
That is one thing that I did notice. It had a lot of like life to it. I mean, the whole movie for being a 78 movie, it was a lot of fun on top of,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
Yeah, and
it was
like
good.
doing the
It had a
job.
lot of
Like it because
yeah,
it is a
had a lot of
remake,
style to it.
but it like goes above and beyond, like 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
just
you
got
can
so
definitely
much
like
more.
feel the chemistry between like all the characters where they're all kind of like freaking out, and like
Hmm.
what Leonard Nimoy's character is like trying to like rationalize stuff and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Great
It was
role
like
for
dude.
Leonard Nimoy. I mean, it
I
plays
kind of
like
like
into all his
always had a
strengths.
hunch that like he was like already snatched. Because
Like to
Yeah.
start out.
right off the
Early on.
bat, like he's just like gaslighting the fuck out of
Yeah,
like
Oh,
it would make
one of the
sense
main
to like
characters, and I'm just
get
like,
the
why would you
therapist.
just like disregard this? They just saw a dude like running down the street who just got like beat to death by a fucking mob,
Yeah.
and like you're telling me that nothing is going on?
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, I knew that was the only character where I was like, okay, it's obviously he has already been
Yeah.
snatched
Mhm.
because
And I did have a question for you guys because, like, I actually don't know, and I watched this with somebody else too. So, like, when after they get together with Leonard Nimoy and they go back and it's like focused on Jeff Goldblum and his wife in their like spa. There's like the body, the like plant body of Jeff Goldblum, like the snatched body, and then it like goes off to another scene where Donald Sutherland goes to what's her name's house and saves her, I think. I don't know. But after that, when they get back there, Leonard Nimoy's like, "There's no other body here," and then the window is open and you see the trash men outside. So does that mean after that Jeff Goldblum was snatched?
I assume so. Because his
Because like
body's
I don't
gone,
know,
so it's like the
he
new
like
version, right?
to me it seemed like he showed emotion after that. So I'm like,
I get your confusion because I thought the same thing, but he's definitely snatched afterwards because he
that's
gets.
what I like
I mean,
assumed. Because
it's
like I don't
good.
know when else he would have done that. But also, right after that, they go back to Donald Sutherland's house, I think, and like. What the fuck is up with people taking naps in gardens? Like, why would you do that? Why would you
Yeah.
take a nap around a bunch of plants?
That's
But like,
beautiful.
I'm pretty sure there's 3 bodies there, and there's like one for each of
Yeah.
them, which would also include
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
When
So
Donald
I was
Sutherland's
like,
like having his little nightmare thing, or
yeah.
I thought it was 3
And
Donald
then,
Sutherlands, but maybe that was wrong too. But
oh,
That's
is
what I
that
thought too.
possible?
Oh,
Oh
okay.
shit, I didn't. I thought there was one.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, one did look different to me, and yeah, okay. So I
maybe.
definitely saw it. It didn't make sense to me that there would be 3 of one dude.
Yeah,
So I was
I
like,
just
Yeah.
thought
okay,
it was one
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
each of the people there. But
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
makes sense if they're all
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland, you know.
multi copies.
Yeah, I thought like the weird like white fabricy texture did a lot of like good in this movie. I mean, the space goo at the beginning too, like
Oh
just
yeah,
like
totally
Yeah.
wouldn't have made it through the atmosphere.
I
I'll tell
know.
you that. Movie over.
Burnt
It
that
would have
shit
burned
up.
up on
yeah,
entry.
30 seconds. It doesn't even get off the planet it's on. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, no invasion. But I mean, the look of that is like, and then it like lands on the leaf, and then it like spreads
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the
Like,
tendril.
You know, I feel like
Yes.
instantly too, like I feel like what was cool about this movie was like before people were even snatched, you kind of just like saw people in the background who were like looking fucking weird.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like that was just like so fucking good.
Just a nice
Because like
touch,
you're
yeah.
like, oh fuck, are these people snatched? You know, like
Mhm.
who all is fucking snatched out of these people? Like I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
thought that
that's
was pretty neat.
I think that's the highlight of like this concept in overall for like sci-fi concepts is like there's like this like ethereal horror. It's kind of like benign in the society almost. It's like I mean to me it's like almost allegorical for like depression. This movie where it's like just like slowly getting your society, you know, like
Yeah.
but yeah, just having like the like intangibility, I guess, of the concept where it's like it's not just like in your face a creature or something like that. It's just like a slow
For that fucking
realization.
dog.
Dude, what's
Honestly,
a monkey
fuck?
dog?
That
Like,
dog
what
might
the
have been
fuck?
the scariest part of the movie
That
for
was
me.
fucked up.
That was the one where I was just like, what the
What a shock. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, what is that?
Something
But,
went wrong in the shop there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transformation.
Shit. Osmosis didn't quite work.
Yeah. I think like in other versions of this, it's like too boring because it's just like too many people just doing nothing and being kind of vaguely weird, you know? But like
Yeah.
if you hit it right, which this one did, like even like the dude at the with the garbage can, like right at the beginning, it's her husband just like staring 100-yard stare
Yeah.
for like 30 seconds. It's like
Yeah.
they just hit it well.
He was like one of the points, like that, like him specifically and his actions were one of the things I kind of had like problems or like thought was kind of weird. Like, why did he wait so long to try to snatch her?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's definitely
Why
like,
wouldn't you just do that immediately?
yeah, there's definitely
That's what I
plot
kind of didn't
parts
understand.
where it's like, why are you gaslighting them? Why aren't you just like holding them down
Yeah.
and like, you know? So it's, I guess it's, after a while, it's just like they're being very gentle about it or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
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 I
I
noticed.
think
Yeah, go
after
ahead.
that, really like the last gripe I kind of had was just like I really didn't think that it was necessary to have like any kind of romantic relationship between Donald Sutherland and the other lead.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like you kind of just could have kept them as friends and it would have been fine. I feel like that really didn't add anything. And I feel
Yeah,
like it was kind of like just weird.
I think
I don't know.
they were just trying to drive home the fact that in order to still be human, you need that that emotion. And what's the one
Human.
emotion everyone thinks of? Love,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they were like, we have to have them say "I love you" at some point. And I guess the chemistry was kind of okay in the beginning, and you kind of felt like he kind of
Mhm.
wanted to smash, but she was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
but-
like how open they are immediately, though, because she's like,
Right.
"My husband's different. I'm coming to hang out at your
Yeah.
place. He's okay with it." It's like, Okay,
Yeah.
you already
Alright.
smashing? Like shit.
Yeah.
Sutherland's like, all right,
I've done
yeah,
this
I mean,
before.
come
I
on
cooked for
over.
you.
I'll
They
cook you
cooked
some
up
dinner.
something.
Like okay, yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
open
no,
a bottle of wine.
I do agree with you on
Yeah.
that one. It did feel when they said "I love you" to each other, I was like, oh, that was kind
Yeah.
of
A little
Yeah,
cornier.
forced.
I thought
Yeah.
it was just like a little unnecessary. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
no,
For that.
that
Yeah.
and there was one point where they got in the truck, and I'm just like, why did they just corner themselves? I
Hmm.
don't know, that really
Yeah.
bothered me. Like they're running from these
Yeah.
people, and they get into a truck where the only way out is towards the people. I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, the truck all it had to do is hit the brakes. Clearly, it didn't. But
Classic
I don't know.
horror.
Yeah,
Fucking gotta go
Heat of
towards
the
the
moment.
danger, not away. For some reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean,
Uh,
the movie was very effective in what it did, and it
Oh
was
Yeah.
yeah.
fun
Great tone.
along the
I
way.
thought the
So
score
Yeah.
added a lot to it too. The score was like something that stood
Yeah.
out as like unique and kind of
Thinking that too.
impactful at the moments it needed to be. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I made the note that it gave me like Johnny Greenwood PTA vibes almost at times, where it's like plotting along with the action, and it's like juxtaposing it in like this like distinct way almost. Like I don't know, maybe I'm just like reaching, but it was good. And I think the dude who made the score only made this score and never made a score for a movie ever again. So like
really.
it's
Wow.
kind of crazy. Yeah. He's like a jazz musician or something like that. And this is the
He's
only
got
one.
more important things to do.
Yeah, he's out there
Okay.
Getting some
Bebop.
jazz.
ripping it up.
Yeah.
Only other note I have before we move on is that I noticed a lot of like foliage and green life at like the edges of the screen in this movie as like a visual motif or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, it's hinting at like how the aliens got there. But I was just like thinking about like why are they constantly putting plants at the edge? I was like, maybe it's like their outside life is creeping into your dwelling. This foreign like stuff is like coming in, and you can't really like help it, or like it's already there, and you're just like it's okay. Like,
It's nice too, at least with this one, like we've mentioned, the people in the background and the foliage. It's like they use the entire frame. It's not just the characters you're watching. Like there's people doing stuff in the background. It's like a Wes
Yeah.
Anderson film where you can always just be watching anywhere in the background besides the characters, and there's somebody doing something. It has a purpose, which was kind of cool. I mean, for a '78 movie, I think that's pretty cool to be
Yeah.
that aware of like using the entire frame and
intentional.
having
Yeah,
everybody, have a purpose instead of just kind of me entering.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping it
yeah.
like locked in twos and yeah. That's a good point.
I
No,
think
I like I don't know. I dug the themes of I don't know, like maybe I was reading into it too much, but it was less like like depression and like societal weirdness, like
groupthink.
feeling like the mob mindset and shit like that. So I appreciate it for that because it was like, you're like I don't know, I feel like I'm constantly fighting that shit nowadays of like
Becoming a zombie and
this
just
being
But it's
like the
okay.
part of the
You don't feel
stupid
anything
masses.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
So
especially there at the end where she's just sitting there, they're all just sitting there like that, and she just turns off the spinner, the stirrer without even
yeah,
looking at it. It's just yeah.
yeah,
So
just fucking brain dead. It's like,
Mm.
damn,
yep.
Yeah.
too real.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. It's
That's about
solid.
where I
That's what I
landed.
gave it.
Solid.
That's what I
Yeah,
gave it
yeah.
to.
Hey,
Yeah.
well,
Look
chalk
at
it
that.
up.
Fours
This is
all
like-
That's a
around.
4-star movie.
Yeah. Beep, boop, beep, boop. This is definitely one I would watch, like,
Yeah.
Halloween time. Or like
Definitely.
if I had a friend who didn't see it or significant other, I'd be like, yo, you should check this movie out.
Mhm.
It's good.
I think it's universally agreed that it's the best version too. So just go to this one for
Alright.
sure.
What was it, 78, 79?
78. Yeah.
78, I believe.
Late 70s.
Good year. Good year. Speaking of good years,
All right.
2007 was a good year for movies. It really was, actually. That year was
Yeah,
fucking
it was.
nuts. But what also came out in 2007 was Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. So if we want to move into our next director's dive, talk about some Tarantino. What did you guys think of Death Proof? Yeah.
Well, what
Man.
did you think first off?
This is my first time watch. This rounds out my Tarantino catalog. So now I've seen everything,
Is it?
and
Nice.
yeah, it's good. Feels good. It's a little sad, but it always is.
Bittersweet.
It's my least
Was my
favorite
prediction
Tarantino. I
correct?
think. I mean,
Okay.
I'll compare it to Hateful Eight when we get there, and just kind of measure him up, but like I think the craft of the Hateful Eight is much better than this movie. So like this one just is gonna fall to the weakest position. But I mean, I'll go into why, but I just don't think this one is that good. So I don't know.
I rated it. I had a fun, like it's a romp. This movie, like it's a fucking ride.
It's having fun.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say it was my first time watching it too, and so I think it like did what it was trying to do, and like it's definitely Tarantino, and like I kind of expected it to not be like super fucking awesome, but like I will say I feel like this could have been like an hour-long short. I feel like having it have it be 2 hours and basically split into two main parts. Like when you get to the halfway point and Kurt Russell like commits the first murders, I guess, like it really fucking drops off and slows down. And I feel like you can just cut out like so much of the useless dialogue, and like you could have made this like an hour-long short. But like that being said, like I still liked it, and like the dialogue is obviously like Tarantino his shit. But like I don't know. Yeah, it kind of dragged for me a little bit. But overall, I liked it. I liked the end, and I liked the last group of girls better than the first group. Yeah, I kind of didn't really care that they died, but I didn't want the ones at the end to die, actually.
Badasses, dude. Yeah, as soon as they like take that joyride and they're riding on the hood and shit.
Yeah,
and
dude, and I love like at the end when like I don't know when Kurt Russell gets shot and he's like acting like such a little bitch. Like I don't know, I kind of love that actually.
Yeah, his like laughing and screaming brought this to a certain level. It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, might be. I don't know. It might be my favorite Kurt Russell moment. Like he's a good actor, but like that's just. I don't think I'll ever forget that moment. It's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like trying to patch himself up, just getting the shit kicked
like,
out of him by the
punch,
punch,
kick, punch, kick. That's a good ending for sure. Yeah.
Shit.
What's your take on this one, Alex, in the Tarantino catalog? What's the vibe?
Yeah, so on this rewatch, with all Tarantino movies, I feel like for me at least, the rewatches are just so rewarding. Like similar to what Joe was saying, it accomplished what it was going to accomplish, which was like the grindhouse, just a bullshit movie where he's just having a blast, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that was like I think he did it, but he went above and beyond by adding in some useless dialogue here and there and making the characters more rich than they had to be, and just including like just people from like the Kill Bill, where he's got son number one and the dad, and they're talking about him, and it's just like, okay, so this is in Tarantino's universe, so it's just Tarantino being Tarantino doing rock star shit. So I think I don't know, I really liked it the second watch through, and I think that it was fun, and it makes me want to watch it again because I had more fun with this watch through. I think when I first watched it, it was the last one in the catalog, and I was just kind of check it off. But yeah, this watch through, I was just like, I really enjoyed it, and I think Kurt Russell. Now this might be a hot take, but it might be his best like performance. Hateful Eight's coming up though.
I'm with you there, man.
It's just like from the very beginning when he's talking in the bar about the woman who needs a ride home, and he's like talking about what he's eating and all that stuff. I was just so like, yeah, I'm here, man. Keep going, keep talking. I could sit here and talk to Stuntman Mike for fucking forever because he was fun, engaging, and it was just such a good performance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
when he's eating his nachos, there was a certain majesty to those shots. Dude, like the way that like the cheese and his like scarfing them down, dude. That was like one of the, I don't know why that moment is like one of the highlights, but it was so, I just love that moment. But yeah, I mean, for sure. He carries the movie because to me, it like, there's glimpses of like Tarantino shit here, but I really don't feel Tarantino a lot of the time in this movie. I mean, I feel him, but like, to me, this movie is a lot of rambling.
I mean, like, he's literally there.
He's there. I mean, he's got his cameo. He's in the bar having a good time or whatever. But the dialogue in this is just so meandering, I feel like, in a lot of the scenes. And I get it because Tarantino's known for his long dialogue scenes and like digging in and characters bouncing around, but like
It just seems like a lot of fluff sometimes, right?
this movie has
Yeah.
too much fluff. It's it's like all
Yeah.
just surface level like bullshit where it's just like doesn't matter at all, and like I'm not
See,
interested.
that's what
And like
I thought that my first watch through, but this one, like, it just kind of played into the fact, like, I think he was being self-aware in this. I mean, the feet shots alone, having Kurt Russell
feet shots.
tickle and lick her feet,
God
it
damn.
just felt like this is
It's too
Tarantino
much, man.
telling us, like, look, guys, I know what I am. I'm having a good time. Now enjoy, you know?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I'd like to see him in his later movies, which we will see, where it's like I'm going all in on my shit. This is like I'm going all in on cheesy
Yeah.
grindhouse shit, and it's like that's not that good. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna give this movie like 3 stars, I think, honestly, which is my lowest Tarantino rating. But it honestly,
Yeah.
he's like shooting for 3 stars, which is like I'm giving him the right rating, I think, where it's like if you're watching a shitty B movie like this, it's gonna be a 3-star movie. So like it's he did it to me, but it's like it's not elevated to a level of like self-awareness in my perspective, I guess. But like I mean, he is
That's fair.
self-aware, but it's just not entertaining enough then, I guess. But
That's a fair take, I think. I mean, it is, I think, my least favorite of the Tarantinos, but I mean,
it's still there.
of them all, it's still up there. I mean, I'm still like wanting to watch it again just after watching it, you know?
Mm.
I don't know. And maybe if you guys rewatch it, you'll have different opinion because I had a pretty similar opinion on my first watch through. Again, like I said, it kind of felt like a checkbox type thing,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I was just kind of like, yeah, that was like you said, a B movie. It was fine, and like
Yeah.
Tarantino knew it was a B movie going into it. But this watch through, it just felt like I said, more self-aware in Tarantino, having fun being Tarantino, but making a Tarantino B movie, so it just stands
Yeah.
above
It's
those.
just
So,
elevated.
Above
Yeah,
it,
it's like
right.
yeah.
I mean, the editing
Yeah, I
mistakes were
mean,
fun, but
yeah.
they got
Yeah.
tedious a little bit after a while. I did
I
love
did like the little like glitches in the shots and stuff.
Yeah,
Where like
right?
I don't know, she's like at
And,
the
like,
end of the lap
reverse
dance, they're
and,
just
like,
like
repeat.
outside after
Right.
that. Like I
It's
don't
like
know,
a
I kind
missing
of liked
reel or some
yeah,
shit.
I liked that. Yeah,
I really
Yeah.
loved the title change at the beginning of the movie where it's like Thunderbolt, Death Proof. Like,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was really fun. Like, just like he already changed the title, like, but I don't know.
there was one kind of editing thing I didn't really I like understand. I guess when it gets to basically like the second half and like. Wait, you said something about the cops, like the cop and his son or whatever in the hospital, and they were from Kill
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I totally like picked that up. I like had to look that up. I'm sorry I didn't like say anything earlier, but I like totally I wrote that down as a note because I thought it was interesting, and I'm like,
And they
damn, I've
had
seen this
the
guy before somewhere. But
when
like
their
right
phone
after
rings in the
that,
gas station too. I
that's
mean,
the
it's a Kill
whistling.
Bill.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's cool too.
Dope as
Yeah.
hell.
He talks about Daryl Hannah too. Like, there's dialogue about the actress that plays
Yeah.
Elle. Like, I don't know. There's too
Yeah,
many
that's
layers
cool.
in this movie for me. Like, it's too inside Tarantino's head. Like he didn't let me out enough.
But yeah, so like there's when they're at the gas station, like the gas station scene, I think it starts off in color and then it just like snaps to black and white.
Mm.
And then at one point it just like snaps out of black and white into color.
I assume.
I guess it's just because Kurt Russell leaves, but like I don't know, it was just like a weird transition for me because I didn't think it like immediately happened after Kurt Russell left, but I'm now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably the whole reason why it was in black and white.
I guess like the idea I got was like they filmed that reel in black and white on accident, or like they only could afford the reel in black and white for that section or some shit. Metally from in Tarantino's head, like that's what I got, but
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think that's what they were going for. I mean, it's like he scratched all the film himself to make it like marred up. So that's probably like what Matt's saying. That was the idea going into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know. It was
out
just,
of nowhere. It's very random to me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not really
we
like
looked
justified in any way that you could gauge, I'd say. But yeah, and I mean the main cast, I was like, I knew kind of the actresses I was like looking for, and yeah, I mean they come in way too late in this movie. I feel like if you shortened the first group to 30 minutes and even left an hour and a half for the second group, I think I'd like it more too. There's just like a weird pacing problem in like the two halves of the movie, like you said. Like it's just like They don't fit. They don't like. The only thing that fits is
I
Kurt
liked the
Russell.
first half a lot better than the second half.
I
I
feel
mean, I
you.
like the end of the second half, but the first half just felt, I don't know.
It's more
The
fun.
characters had better chemistry, and it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
put
that.
in one of my notes is that well, there's like a name for the scream, but I always think of it as like a stormtrooper scream.
The
But like it
Wilhelm
happened at the the Wilhelm scream. I
Yeah.
noticed it like in there at one point.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was kind of
It was
neat.
like way in
That's
your face
awesome.
too, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it during
I
the
think it was at the
crash?
first crash, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But like
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck that would be, you know?
No, yeah,
Maybe
it's
Kurt
totally
Russell, I
outside.
guess. Like,
Maybe
crash was
actually with
fucking
the way he's
brutal, dude.
screaming at the end, right?
yeah, I guess
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
true.
the death proof scene. I mean, it just. I was like, finally, we're getting this somewhere, dude. Because that scene was great. I mean, it was awesome. Like the build
All
up and
cuts,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
cuts to each person's death.
I liked the little
Highlighting it all.
flashbacks
Yeah,
to
it
the
was cool.
deaths. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. And the scene before that too, just like set it all up where it was like, well, you got to be in my seat or whatever the fuck he says to really, like, and then he's
Yeah.
just like bouncing her around and shit. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I wanted more, I guess, of that. Even
I was thinking
These
at
are
first,
good.
I'm like, how would they not know that like because he killed the one girl like first, just in the car by slamming on the brakes and shit. But then like thinking back, I'm like, I guess she could have just died in the accident. Like they would just assume that she died.
I guess,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's my
But like
thinking.
I don't know.
But I
Fucking
liked
busted her face.
one of my favorite scenes was like the sheriff and his son. Honestly, I mean that scene is like Tarantino. It's like
Yeah.
we've locked into Tarantino right now. But
I love like at
Just
the end
their
when he's
delivery.
like, he'll never do this again in Texas, immediately to like Tennessee or some
yeah, he was
shit.
on
Like,
another state.
Yeah.
The one line that I wrote down, I was like, dude, this is just fucking so much fun. Where it's like, I could do all this, I could spend so much time, or I could put the same amount of energy into NASCAR. He's like, what do you think I'm gonna?
Yeah.
What do you think I should do here? Whatever the fuck he
That's
says.
a
Like,
great line.
yeah, it's just I don't know. That whole scene was some gold, I think, of the movie. But it also links to Planet Terror, which I did watch also because it's supposed to be like a little double feature thing. So
yeah, I didn't end up watching it, but
I mean, either.
I don't know. Maybe I will.
it's another 3-star for me, but it's fun and
It's
it's
fun.
weird and it's gross, but it's like shitty.
Because there's like, I mean, there's like zombies or something in it, right?
yeah, it's like weird little.
That's why I'm like, I didn't know if it was like essential to watch, but like from
Yeah.
just like the like, I don't know,
Those
basic
characters cross
descriptions, I
over.
assumed that.
The nurse crosses over. I think it's like taking place before Planet Terror. I would assume. I think it has to, but yeah.
Because of the zombies?
Yeah, because the world goes to like insanity in that movie. So like,
Yeah.
chick has a leg
Tim-
gun.
Mountain
So.
He plays rapist number 1, I
Dude,
believe.
his character is so terrible in that movie. It's like, why did you pick that? I don't know, Tarantino. I don't know, man.
Can't put him in a box, dude. Can't put him in a box.
Can't pin him down.
What's he
I
gonna do next?
Dude, immediately though, when this opened, I mean, it's an homage kind of to Lolita, but I was like, dude, Tarantino must love Lolita. Like, he must love that movie. I don't know. I mean, it's obsessive in this movie.
Yeah.
The feed shots, it goes to a whole nother level.
It is piggy heavy for sure.
All right.
It's no what's the vampire movie from Dusk Till Dawn where Tarantino like literally inserted himself to suck on feet, but like it's
Salma Hayek's feet of all
it's like
people.
there.
Hey, I mean.
Yeah, but like I said,
Oh my god.
most Tarantino movies are like 4 stars and above, honestly, just purely on entertainment value. But like this one, I'm dropping her down. I'll probably bump it up to like 3.5 in the end, where it's like, you know what, he had, he went out and did it. But like, man, it's just not that
Just the
entertaining.
style, man. Just the style factor. That's what Death Proof has going for it. The
For
car, like just smart car design, and black and white, fucking road raging, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Girl dancing
Yeah, I
on
don't know.
dudes and for 10 minutes, fucking just grinding. And,
I ended up giving it a 3.5, just because, like, I don't know. I mean, really, it was entertaining, and I feel like it just kind of like did what it was trying to do, and I don't know.
Hey, some movies don't do that shit. So. Some
For
of them just
sure.
peter out. This
I
one,
mean, like, I don't know. He knew it wasn't going to be good going, or like, super awesome, like one of his best movies
yeah,
going in. I mean, like,
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
He knew what he was making. Like,
right,
I don't
He
know.
went above and beyond for a B movie. So I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
dedication.
Yeah. That's why it gets 3 stars, because it's like you don't give a B movie 4 stars. It's like,
I gave a B movie 4 stars. I'll give
Wh-
this 4 stars.
which one?
I'm between 4.5 right now. I mean,
Okay.
fucking, I put Planet Terror at 4.5. I had a blast watching that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. It is fun. I
Yeah.
think I was waiting for the leg gun to show up like way sooner.
Instantly.
It takes
Yeah.
like an hour and 45 minutes to get the leg gun
Oh.
going. It's on the poster. Like, I don't know. It's been built up in my brain for
Get the
10
leg
years.
gun going.
I was like, I want to see more leg gun, but
Black and white.
I feel that. I feel that.
Fucking
Also, how does she
spoilers,
shoot
Matt.
it?
Like, now I'm going to know. I'm
look
going to
at
be
the
waiting for the
poster.
leg gun.
Look at the poster, man.
Do some other shit for an hour and a half, and then you'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
leg gun."
There it is. Yeah. Like, and that's what it's like giving you that moment in that movie too, but it's just like way too late in my opinion. But anyways, Death Proof. Yeah. It's fun. I did read that Tarantino even considers it his weakest, which makes me justified in being like, that's, not very good. But at least he's like self-aware enough to realize it,
I mean, he knew what he was making. Like, he
Right.
knew it wasn't going to be as good as the rest of them.
I think he knows it's not
It went balls
up to the
wall.
level he wanted it to be,
Yeah.
though. Like, even so, like,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
but because
I
he's had
understand what you
interviews
mean.
where he says kind of as such, but like, he still considers it a Tarantino. Like, it's still like his movie, and I'm sure he thinks it's better than most every
Did he
other
like
movie.
give any like? Did he speak on like what he would change about it or what he didn't like
I'm trying
about
to
it?
remember
Or
what I read. I don't think it was
We
very
thought it would improve it?
specific, but I think he just
Yeah.
knows. Like, he said something about how it's like his weakest film, and I think he did say something how it's like still not bad, but it's like within his like realm. It's not
Mm.
his other ones.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
It's Tarantino bad.
right.
Which is still
So
pretty
that's not
aight.
bad.
Yeah.
Faux show. Well, I mean, from worst to best potentially next week, I'd say, because I mean, it's my favorite
What's
as of
next?
now. But I guess we'll talk next week. See how it stacks up in the modern age. It's Inglourious Bastards next week. So
Oh, let's fucking
Going right
go.
into it.
Oh, hell
it's
yeah.
gonna be a fun talk, I think. So
I
And
love that one.
then we're going into his best movie.
You think so?
actually.
that's fair. I mean, I'm curious
Absolutely.
because I think the next one after is his most enjoyable movie. So I'm curious if it's his best now, but we'll see. When we
Yeah,
stack
we'll
them
see.
up.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Hell yeah. Well, fun talk on Death
Alright.
Proof. Shall we? Did you want to hop out, Joe? Or did you want to just like talk some shit you've been watching first and then hop off, or what's the vibe?
Sure. I haven't really been watching too much. I've just been kind of busy. I thought about it a couple minutes ago because of like just vampire shit. I saw like it showed up as an ad on my TV that like Renfield is on Prime Video now.
Damn
So
it.
I just like threw it on when I was doing some shit,
Hmm.
and like it is so fucking bad. Like
Dang,
it is so bad.
fucking
Like
Really?
oh my god, yeah, dude. Like I assumed it would be like at least a little funny, but like
I didn't
I
laugh
don't know,
once, and
man.
I was so angry watching
Yeah,
it.
like it's like
Yeah.
Aquafina is so
borderline
fucking annoying.
between my categories of Nick Cage movies, like
Yeah,
the
where's it
funny
fall?
bad Nick Cage movies and the bad
Right.
Nick Cage movies. It's on the edge, like
Teetering between the two.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't
That's a
know.
bummer. I mean, I thought that movie had like some self-awareness to it.
Yeah.
It seemed like, but does it?
Yeah,
It just
but
like
I
it's
It has
flat.
like that.
potential and it squanders
I don't
it.
know. It
Yeah.
did have potential. Like,
Shame.
and I saw what it was going for because it has this thing about basically like unhealthy relationships, basically, and I guess it kind of works. It's just like
Toxic.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just too much.
I think that's probably how I watch
Um,
it. If I do, is just toss it on.
Other
Do
than
something else.
that, I haven't been watching too much. I've been keeping up with that Gen V show. I mean, it's okay.
I think I
I've been
might start
watching.
it.
I've been watching this show
We've been waiting
called
for-
Our Flag Means Death. The second season
Hey.
is just coming out.
Heard
I'm
good
watching
things
that
about
one.
that.
I actually really like it.
Pretty
It's
fun.
I think it's really good. But yeah, I think most of the second season is out now because 2 episodes come out at a time.
Mhm.
I've been watching more Painting with John. I feel like it
He's
kind of
done
just
more
like makes me
painting.
feel creative, to be honest.
Nice.
It's just a
Just the
weird
pieces
fucking
well.
show. I don't know. He lives on some like remote island, and like he just kind of just does whatever the fuck he wants. It seems like.
That's
Hell
the
yeah.
dream.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah. Other than that, I don't think I've been watching too much. One of my friends did like. I don't know. I was not planning on watching the Loki show, and to be honest, I'm kind of just done with Marvel shit at this point. But one of
Yeah.
my friends told me to give it a chance, like the second season of the Loki show. So I watched the first 3 episodes, and like it finally got to like Jonathan Majors, and like I'm out. Like it's just
Yeah.
I don't understand why people think he's good,
Yeah.
but like oh my fucking god, like if there's such a
Cartoony.
thing as overacting, he's doing it. Like
All right.
100%, man. Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't there for it. It just I don't know. I feel like it's just like
Lost their way.
lost its
Sheen.
magic. I don't know.
Yeah.
They know it too. Did you hear that they like are restarting their Daredevil show? Like
Again?
I
they
have
filmed
seen a
like
lot of stuff
2 to
about
3
that, yeah.
episodes of it, and then now they're
And
like
they just
scrapping
totally
it. And
brought it back to the drawing board or some
It-
shit.
that
I
just
saw
shows
like
you.
they like I don't know if they fired all of the
yeah,
the
they redid,
the
like,
staff
the
or some
creative
shit,
team. Like,
or they just left. I didn't know which actually happened, but yeah, I saw
overhaul.
some major shit was happening.
But that just shows you they have no
Yikes.
idea what they're doing, man. Like they
Yeah.
greenlit 18 episodes of Daredevil. What the fuck,
Dude,
And like to say that
I
you're
will
gonna do
say
it like they did it
also,
before, and then clearly
like
didn't
if we're getting into the Disney dunk corner here, so like I mentioned like a while ago, a couple months ago, that I was going through these audiobooks with my brother about Thrawn, the Star Wars guy. He's like a blue
Yeah.
guy, and there's like 9 books total. So like there's like 3 trilogies of books, and like the first 6 take place like well, the first 3 take place in like the prequel trilogy. The second 3 take place in between the prequel trilogy and the original series, and then the last 3 take place after the original trilogy. And those are like the first books that were written, and these are the ones that I'm just getting to now. And that's like the one that's like named like Heir to the Empire, and they're supposed to be like doing some shit with it now. The Ahsoka show was like
They tease like some of that.
not really like I mean, I don't know. They brought Thrawn back, but like it has nothing to do with Heir to the like the book, as far as I can tell. Because like the book is like heavily focused. It's like 5 years after the original trilogy. And to be honest, like I just finished the audiobook. It's actually pretty fucking good. Definitely the best of the 7 audiobooks I've listened to about Thrawn so far. And this one was written in 1991. Like I don't know why Star Wars just didn't fucking adapt this as their sequel trilogy, because like these are actually like
we can do
pretty
better.
interesting, have like good shit going on. Like I don't know, like it's just like it's like heavily focused on like Luke, Leia, and Han and shit, and Lando's in there a lot.
Right.
And like it's interesting too because like a lot of the Lando shit, I feel a lot like the Lando and Han stuff. I feel like they like pulled from this book for the like Han Solo movie.
Nice.
Which was kind of interesting too.
Yeah, because I was
But,
just
like-
thinking like if they have all that stuff that still focuses on the main characters, and then they kind of like botched it with the rise of like with Rey
Yeah.
and that whole shit. I was like, so
Because like
Yeah.
of the 9 books I've been talking about, the 3 like that take place after the original trilogy are the only ones that are like non-canon. And it's like fucking why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like these are actually good. They're way fucking better than any of the new shit that Disney puts out.
Because
Like why the
they've-
fuck didn't they just adapt these?
They gotta
And
choose
like I don't
one
know.
canon.
I've like
they
read
do that.
articles about how like they think that Dave Filoni is like the like George Lucas's like chosen follower or
Spiritual
whatever.
heir.
And
Yeah.
like at first I was like, okay, but now I'm like under the impression that like obviously George Lucas didn't want to continue Star Wars. Like that's how it should have fucking been. And like, no, Dave Filoni, I'm sorry, he can go fuck himself. Like Star Wars should just stop. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, that's
I don't know.
that's
Like,
fair.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
reached that conclusion because
anyway,
Yeah.
so
we've been there.
look,
Disney's
I love
fucked it
Star
up.
Wars. I always will, but like not the new shit. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't really been watching too much. And I guess exit of the Disney Dunk corner.
Closing
We'll leave
of
that
the corner.
steaming pile of trash in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching Our Flag Means Death. I like it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
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 It's pretty
Had that
good. Are
recommended by a
you
few people.
I like
in
the
the
second
first season or
even
the
more.
second season?
I'm caught up.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think
Oh,
there's
hell
only
yeah.
one more. But I was kind of like, the first season was kind of a little bit of a chore to get through because it's
The
just
first
like,
episode, I started like 3 times, and I'm
Really?
like, I don't know if I could.
It's
After
a
the
little
first episode, I feel like it picks up.
It
But
does,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
The
just like
second
the first
season-
episode is just rough.
I think they chiseled out a little bit of that pacing issues too
I
because the
think
second
so,
season's been
too,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Mhm.
And I'm not huge on Taika Waititi at the moment and his projects and all this stuff, but him playing Blackbeard is like my favorite character so far in his modern stuff after like Jojo Rabbit. I think it's like the best thing he's done. So
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like they're all like pretty good characters, and like I
Mhm.
don't know, they're like relationships and stuff, and how they talk about like I don't know emotions and dealing with their shit that they've got going on.
it's
I mean, they're
gay
fucking
pirates.
pirates, so they
It's-
do a lot of bad shit. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
They gotta
it's such a
fucking
weird
live with it.
concept to begin with, I guess.
it, it really is a weird fucking
Come on,
show.
Yeah. That's fine.
But
I'm
yeah,
liking it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I like it. Yeah.
Well, did you want to hang around for Killers or what you want to do, Joe? You want to dip out?
Yeah. I'll just take off.
Yeah. Go see
Alright.
Killers of the Flower Moon and carve out an afternoon for your
Yeah,
half a day.
I'll probably just
Yeah.
go see it later this
It's
week.
a long one, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Do it.
Bring
Oh, yeah.
a diaper. But
Yeah.
all right. Unless you just want to miss the
Yeah.
movie, I guess you
For
could do that too.
pooping? All right,
Uh,
I'm out. I'll see
No,
you guys.
intermission. So
Yeah. All right, later, dude.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we watched Killers of the Flower Moon. We sat through the
yeah.
we sure did.
3.5 hours of the thing. Yeah. I don't really know how to ease into this one because I'm going to be taking a pretty low road in this discussion, unfortunately. But
Wow. I'm tailgating yours,
I
riding your ass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to preface it with saying that I respect Martin Scorsese for what he had tried to accomplish with this movie. I think he has a lot of reverence for the topic, and he wanted to tell this story to a certain degree of like professionalism and exposure. But oh man, I don't know. I want to like watch my words because I feel bad like talking shit about Martin Scorsese as if he's like not a good filmmaker, but like I did not like this movie. I don't think this is a very good movie, unfortunately.
Why?
I have notes to go into it, but
Please
I mean, okay, for
get into it.
I
at the
don't
base
have
level,
notes other than what I feel and
Yeah.
what I felt as I watched it.
yeah, at the base level,
Yeah.
we had a discussion like maybe like 6 months ago when like these news stories were coming out about Martin Scorsese's new movie is going to be 4 hours long. Oh, just kidding, it's only going to be 3.5 hours long. You know, it's like I asked the question, which was like, Martin Scorsese has never made a 3.5 hour movie in his life. In his 50-year career, why does he need to make a 3.5 hour movie now? And if he needs that time, sure. This is the longest movie I've ever watched. I checked it. Like, this is by runtime the longest movie I've ever seen. And
Even the extended version of The Return of the King.
I don't know. Is that marked on
For the
Letterboxd
4 hour
as
movies.
extended? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I have to like log that one too. But those may be longer. I have to check that. I have to
They don't
check
feel
that.
I
Out.
that
believe
long,
the,
though.
the Return
don't
of the King
feel
is
that.
border on is this close to 4 hours.
Is
Yeah.
it?
I think it's a couple minutes off. Yeah.
Maybe I just have the standard versions logged then on Letterboxd, unfortunately. But those are epics. Martin Scorsese's trying to make an epic with this movie. He thinks he has 3.5 hours worth of epic story and justified story, and I just don't agree. You know, like I don't know. I just like, and I'll go into more reasons, but like, and okay, to be quite honest, I found this movie to be pretty like out of touch and borderline like tone deaf the whole movie. Like it was a crazy disconnect I was having in this movie of like what I'm supposed to feel, what I'm supposed to care about, and what the tone is. And it's not like I didn't get the movie because I feel like I got it. I definitely got the movie, and I got like
Yeah.
the message, I guess, but like,
It could have been clearer. It could have been more concise.
I mean,
Is my
100%.
main thing.
You got the
And I
message
know,
20 to 30 minutes in, like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then it
As soon as you
compounded in the
basically
next
like,
hour. But
yeah, because you get the idea after, basically when you come to the realization, like, oh, like white folk are marrying and killing off the Osage for the
there's no
land and the money.
mystery involved in this at all, which, like, I think,
Right.
like,
After you learn that, it's like, okay, we have an hour and a half of a second act, which which is just fluff. And like there's like poignant scenes. I get like the scenes between Leo and his wife, like, and his, his internal like toil. But I don't know, man. It dragged. I was like, how many like shots in the ass are we gonna have to watch here? Like,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
what did you think about it, Alex? Before we go into more low road
Yeah,
shit,
before we rag on
because
it
like
more.
I was kind of upset at my reaction to this movie
I was
because I
just
wanted to
getting
love it,
tame.
and
Yeah.
I've listened to like a couple reviews of people I respect and they love it. Masterpiece are words I've heard
I like
many times, and I'm like, dude, no, like just no, like,
Who did you listen to? What
uh,
podcast?
I mean, a couple of people on like the Ringer podcasts. I feel like they're like just trying.
Sean Fantasy?
Yeah, actually, I did listen to that one. At a certain level, I think
Yeah.
they're just like, not to use this term wrong, but like they're like sucking his dick because they want to like talk to Martin Scorsese in the end of the day. Hopefully, like they don't want to like ever badmouth the man. But nobody watches our channel, so fucking I can talk whatever I want.
Yes, Marty.
I
I mean, I believe him just because he did log it as a 5-star movie. So I
Yeah.
believe that Sean did
I just don't.
does think it. I mean,
I don't know how you
I'm
could.
going to take the high road here because
Yeah.
I think it's almost a 5-star movie. It's 4.5. I mean, I think Martin Scorsese is one of his best, but
I think this
Nah,
is
it's not
in
one of his
Martin
best.
Scorsese's brand. Like that's the problem.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
It is.
it's not. It shouldn't be told in this vein. And I know he like shifted the story around to like take out most of the FBI and try to like put more focus onto the like indigenous people and stuff like that. But then he sidetracks that initiative with white dudes doing no wrong and getting fucking doing crime and like fucking having fun. So like you're betraying the initial goal that you did by shifting the story by making it another white oriented story that was so tonally like mismanaged throughout the movie that I felt nothing that I was supposed to feel. I felt like it like there's shocking I felt shock in
let
this
me ask you
movie.
this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If he told it strictly from the Osage side, would you say he's the right person to do that?
No, but then
Being
I'm
a white
sorry,
Italian
Marty,
man?
but like don't make it then. Bring it to the right hands of
Well,
someone who should
then we're
make
in a
it.
pickle, aren't we?
I don't think
Because
it's
Well,
like
I
wrong
think
for him
the way he told the
to get to that
story
side.
was the best way he could have told the story because it was through the eyes of the white man, I guess you could say. I mean, in my opinion, he told it with more grace than any director I think could have told it because he knew, oh well, I'm gonna take all this Osage knowledge because he got a lot of Osage knowledge from fellow Osage people, and he wanted to justify and make them feel, like this is their story. But he's at the bottom end of the day,
He
but we
he is
spent
a white
3 hours
Italian
with
man who
Leo
writes and
DiCaprio.
directs.
Yeah.
But
But I
because
also
but we see Lily Gladstone's character Molly through Leo's eyes,
Suffering
right?
all movie, the
And
same
no, no,
beat, the
no,
same
no, no.
tone, the same
And the
like
entire time that there's scenes where it's Leo and her, and you're just paying attention to her, even though Leo is the movie star, because she's just so captivating and her character is
she
so
was very
strong
good.
and powerful
She's a very good character.
through
I
those
liked her
things.
character a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted her to have more in the story. I know like
And
her character is
she's
sidelined, but like it is like
but
betraying
that's
the
the
message
book.
of the movie to have so much fun with the white characters. Like I know that's Marty
But
Scorsese's
it wasn't
shit.
fun.
Like but he's trying to make it that way. Like the shocking
I don't
moments at
think
the
he is.
beginning. Well, okay, the goggles with like De Niro, the scene that really stood out to me is like, okay, now you're really fishing for Marty Scorsese shit, which is like when they're driving in the car arguing about how they shot the guy in the wrong side of the head. It's like, oh, you know, shot him in the back of the head. You should have shot him in the front back of the head. It's like, oh, these fucking people don't know. They should have fucking back of the head. Why can't we kill Indians right? What? It's like, dude, this isn't funny. Like you're 3 hours into the movie or 2.5 hours into the movie, and it's like, why are you doing this? Like,
Yeah. That like dry humor definitely fell flat for me
I
too. Because
I
I was
mean,
like,
to me,
it's just
that was
predictable, I
just
guess.
dumb. They're all portrayed as dumb criminals.
they're
I
all
mean, they're all
stupid. I
doing
get it.
stupid
Like,
things. I mean,
Yeah.
I
but
mean,
I
I
mean,
guess like I should preface overall too is like I was thinking about my experience with Martin Scorsese after the movie too, and I was like, I do want to do a director's dive on him to like because this movie might be better within like the full scope of his filmography. Honestly,
Mm.
I don't know. It might be, um, but fuck, I don't know where I was going with that, but I need to learn more about Martin Scorsese, but to watch this movie,
The thing that
yeah, go ahead.
the thing that threw me off about this movie, I get that it's like kind of like crime related, and like the kind of like the logistical, like leaving the heir of whatever in your family. I just don't think like the mob tone was like the right, because I
Right.
still got that tone. I was like, why are like we're in the this is a Wild West
We're doing
situation.
Goodfellas.
Like,
We're doing. Oh, that's kind of what I was
yeah.
saying. Is like
I was like,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, good.
No,
I know that's just like what threw me off because I was sitting there for 3.5 hours being like, so like when am I gonna feel like tone shift or like when am I gonna like really latch on? Because like the whole time I was like down with Leo's character because I like got his struggle. He does love Molly at the same time, like he's doing his uncle's bidding and he's like trying to further his agenda and everything. I don't know where I'm going at that point, but like by the end of it, when he's like resolving himself in court, which again, that was a tone shift that I was like, I didn't care for because I was like, okay, we got here, but it just felt monotonous. And I was like, well, like it was played out, by the time we got to like the court, I was like, all right, we get what this is and where it's gone. And like, I don't know. It just felt predictable by the end for me. And
yeah, I mean, well, that's kind of what I
that's
was
not usually
getting at.
what I get from Marty, but yeah.
Well, I was thinking back to like the movies I have watched of Scorsese, and to be quite honest, they don't really evoke a lot of emotion from me. Most of his movies are kind of just like by the books, like crime stories with like he really cares about character. That's the highlight of like his craft is like he will dig into the character and show that full like kind of journey with what he thinks is enough. He needs that much time to show it. But like I would say that I don't really get a lot from his movies, so maybe that's just like a personal taste thing too. At the end of the day, for me, where it's just like
Maybe.
I wanted more. I want to feel more. I want to do more. I want to like not live in this mob world that feels like I'm watching a Martin Scorsese dream when I should be watching a better crafted biopic about a subject I really want to watch. Like, but it's like,
yeah,
it's not told through the lens that I like. It's not told through the lens that I should care about. I mean, I get.
Yeah, I wanted
Leo's,
more of like the Indian council, like the tribal council. It would have been cool if like we got more of like what the Osage maybe we're trying to do behind closed doors too to like figure. Yeah, I guess like she hires the investigator. Yeah, like she gets fucking.
We can't do anything because we've been indoctrinated by the white man. It's like I yeah. The story is hard to tell. Like, I get it.
Yeah, it is. I kind of think it maybe would have benefited to have Marty like co-direct it with maybe like an Osage director or Osage writers. You know what I mean? Well, like, because then it's like you get both sides and you kind of feel for both sides a little more. But
also, did you notice the writer to the movie, Alex? It is Eric Roth, which if we want to like dig into our podcast history, he's the dude that wrote Forrest Gump and Benjamin Button. Yeah. So like by your own definition, this is a man that can miss. Okay, so like
he can miss.
I feel like the script missed. Like the script in this movie is not correctly functioning. Like I just don't think it like emphasizes the right things. I mean, I know it's like a personal argument, I guess. And like within Martin Scorsese's filmography, it makes sense. But like I just don't like it. The shocking moments of like the Indians getting murdered and stuff like that, very shocking. Very shocking. But like, why do we need to linger in these moments? They didn't, and we should linger in these moments to learn from them and like really see the horror and really see the fucking like issues. But like, why are we laughing? Why are you trying to make me care about the guys doing it rather than the people getting killed? I just don't get it. I don't like it. I don't. Yeah. And maybe, okay, I will say, something that took me
It
out of the
did
movie.
feel like it was glorifying that side more than it should have. I definitely
Yeah, you're supposed to
feel that
empathize with
because
them the whole movie. You're supposed to empathize
right,
with Leo the whole movie. Which
yeah.
sure, I mean, everyone's a character. Everyone's got their
I get
own
his individual story, but
right.
yeah, it's just like
Okay.
when they're fucking literally scalping her sister, you know, in the casket, it's like
With like people
I don't know.
watching.
Yeah, it's like it's so in your face. It's like I expect something to like fucking fire off there. I don't know. Things just like even like editing, man. Like some of the like weird jump cuts. I was like not even sure like what I was trying to tell me until it explained it later, like his kid dying and whatnot while he was incarcerated and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm glad like you felt the need to like show that.
I mean, I'm
Did
supposed
it
to
end
care
up
about
like
him.
furthering any story? Yeah,
Yeah.
like it furthered his trouble, his turmoil, I guess. But like,
And then it had
I
a
don't know,
moment
it
with
just
like Robert De Niro, who I will say Robert De Niro did pretty good in the movie.
I liked him.
He
Yeah,
did. I mean,
thought it was a good
he did his
performance.
stuff. So like, he was
Yeah.
pretty good. Lily Gladstone was pretty good. I think her performance was a little too overhyped for me. Like on the front end of this movie, where I didn't even see it yet, and everyone's like, Lily Gladstone is the fucking best actress, just because her performance is so like subdued and kind of contained. I think you're like ready for something else and you don't fully get it, but I think her performance is still very solid for like what she's trying to do. You know, to be quite honest, it was reminiscent of Cillian Murphy's performance in Oppenheimer, and this whole movie to me was reminiscent of Oppenheimer. Honestly, like I'm getting sad, but these modern, the best directors of our time are not in tune with modern sensibilities anymore. And I'm eating this pill and I'm choking on it, but I don't think I'm wrong. Like I just don't think I'm wrong. Like I just don't think like maybe I am. I don't know. Fuck. But this and Oppenheimer are the most
millions of Scorsese fans just
clicked.
fucking groaned and
I mean, dude, I'm jealous of Scorsese, obviously, but to get a $200 million budget and to make such a mid movie, like it's kind of like astounding, almost like what he gets away with, and what all these guys are getting away with. Because Christopher Nolan, man, that movie is a sloppy bag of fucking editing trash. Like, and I gotta watch it again because I might just be talking shit. I honestly think Oppenheimer is like a more enjoyable film than Killers. I think Killers might be like a better film overall if I really nitpicked it or whatever. But I'm just getting sad when I watch these movies, man. Even I was like even tracing it back to like Edgar Wright's last movie, and I'm like, is he falling off? You know, kind of like
Soho. Is that his last one?
It's good.
I love that one.
I haven't rewatched it. Haven't had the urge to rewatch it. Haven't cared because it's not as good as their old shit. Okay, but Alex, do you want to intervene or should I just keep bitching or like?
That was been ranting for a minute.
I just wanted to hear your guys' side of why you disliked it. I mean, I saw those ratings. I assumed it wasn't that you guys didn't enjoy it that much, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think that this is, and I disagree with the Oppenheimer. I think it's Nolan's best movie. And I think he's only getting better. Finally,
I like it.
I think the fucking Dark Knight trilogy is so overhyped and so just
it's good
copium.
It's good
like no, it's not. Just keep huffing that copium. Heath Ledger. Oh, it's so good.
Dude, that movie is so fucking entertaining.
It's so good. I even like Rises.
It's so fucking boring.
I think Batman Begins
is
so underrated.
Fucking boring. Christian Bale, so boring as Batman. The Dark Knight Rises is as fun as it gets.
I can give you that. I can give you a little bit of that. He's not like the best Batman. Yeah.
But
yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just think that with the source material that he went with, like the argument of Lily Gladstone being sidelined. I mean, that's the source material. That's what happened. So, like, what did you want? Did you want to spend more time with her in bed? But then,
no.
that would have added another 30 minutes onto the movie, and you guys would have been mad about that. So
maybe
I don't know. I mean,
feeling more of her like internal journey because I felt like she was like a side thought to Leo's character all the time.
Spirit trips, you know, show me more of the owl and shit. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I really loved the scene with her mother like getting led away by her ancestors. That was fucking great. And then it like cuts to them all like crying at the funeral. It's smart shit. I mean, I'm not saying. Like Marty's a fantastic filmmaker, so it's gonna be a fine movie in the end of the day, you know. But like, okay, I will say one thing that
Cinematically
maybe
pleasing.
slowly tanked the movie as I was watching it throughout. Um, I honestly think Leo is miscast in this movie. Like, I think he
Crazy.
gives a decent. You say crazy?
Crazy.
He's
He gives
okay.
a decent performance. He gives a Leo performance. It's something I've seen not 100 times. I've seen him do this performance. He's mixing like his character from Once Upon a Time with his character
Django.
from fucking
A bit of Django.
Gilbert Grape?
no, it's not Gilbert Grape. There's another movie that I was going to list it, but I mean, he's doing the same shtick. He's doing like this cartoony kind of Southern guy. His like accent and like his jaw work, I kind of found it to be kind of lazy.
I thought he was doing the Marlon Brando shit where he was like stuffing cotton balls.
He
in
got
his
the
cheeks.
biggest
Looked like
frown
it.
on his like. I could just see the acting, and I didn't feel any of like the simultaneous conniving and dumb nature within him. And I thought about it, and I was like, dude, if you switch Jesse Plemons and Leo DiCaprio in this movie becomes so much more watchable. It's so much better in my mind. Like Jesse Plemons
see
can
that.
capture both of those sides so much better. And then Leo comes in as stern fucking like cowboy FBI back to his like fucking good guy, roles. Dude, that's way better. That's so like I would rest this movie on Jesse Plemons 100 times before I'd rest that role on Leo. Like, oh my god, I wish they thought out the intent, because I think honestly Leo like started tanking the movie for me. Like every time I kept like, yeah, it's something I'd seen and it didn't feel real, and I couldn't believe his character. So I don't know. That did not help my watch. So.
I did grow a little weary of him. I think that's an interesting Jesse Plemons.
He's got that.
I mean,
character.
originally Leo was supposed to be the detective.
Right. So, but to me, it's like you made all these fourth quarter decisions, and I don't know if you made the right ones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you really. Yeah. Also, the dialogue in this movie is like repetitive as shit. Like it's so fucking boring, and like it just keeps saying the same things. Like one of the scenes I have is like, oh yeah. You
gotta sign that thing.
You gotta sign the paper. You gotta fucking sign the paper for the family. We get the money, we keep it in the family. You gotta sign the paper. You sign it. We all signed
you want
it.
Me to sign this thing?
You gotta sign it.
Why? Yeah.
Byron signed it.
Everything's gonna be okay.
I didn't actually have to sign it. We all sign it. We all sign the paper for the family, for the money, so the money stays in the family. We all sign. It's like, dude, no, like, no, I don't like, and it goes back to the 3.5 hours. I mean, no, like, cut that shit. I don't know. I'm getting angry now, but like, it's not even on me fully all the way, because like there were people next to us that stayed for 3 hours and 15 minutes and then left. And I was like, dude, I get it. Like, I was like shocked that they would do that, because I could never spend that much time and then leave. But like, I don't blame them, man. Like, it's not a movie that you would go see in theaters. Like I did, but like, you don't need to. Like, you can watch this at home.
There was like a couple to our left who walked out together at like maybe an hour and a half through. I thought then they were like,
me too. Like, oh, this is really what I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've said this in other conversations, like, you're doing a disservice to your movie if you're like, this movie betrays like any sense of like logical pacing. And to be quite honest, I don't even know like where the act structure falls in this movie, because it kind of all just like is. And then it keeps going with like Leo getting arrested and like meeting all these other side characters again, and the side characters all look and feel exactly the same, and their acting is absolutely flat and the most boring shit I've ever seen. Like, oh my god, dude.
Because like I'm down for I actually really like when like movies kind of like, the logistical side of stuff comes to the end, and like they got to go through the court process, because like it's part of the resolution. Like someone's gonna get their comeuppance. Like who's gonna, are they gonna strike a deal and make it out, even though they're shitty people?
Brendan Fraser's in this movie.
Yeah, we got to that. I was like, oh,
and that's
we're like we're name dropping shit, and then we listened to like some boring ass story about the guy who killed Molly's sister, and I was like, all right, this is literally like rehashing shit.
And it's like, we know
in an uninteresting way. Yeah,
it's like, why? What are we exploring? The one little like cathartic moment at the end where I'm like, finally we've reached the crux of like this relationship where it's like, what was in the vial? Did you put anything in the vial? Oh, well. And he's lying. He can't tell her the truth because he's hurt that he did it to her. He's told the truth about everything else, but to her he can't tell the truth in that way because it's, he did it to her. Like, thank you. Like we did it. Like, this is a 2.5-star movie in my opinion. Like, maybe, like, it did the job. It did it in its own way, in its own focus. Not much more than that. So,
yeah. I mean, I gave it 3.5, and I think it's probably my lowest or tied with my lowest of Scorsese's stuff.
I actually made a ranking list just to see how it measured up, and I was like, I have it as Hugo's above this. Like, Shutter Island's above this. Like, those are better movies.
Shutter Island's a great movie.
It's a good movie. 100%.
I still haven't seen that movie. I really want to.
It's good. I just did, man. I mean, great filmmaker. He's made 2 3+ hour movies in the last 10 years of his career. I just don't know if he's like on it anymore, man. Like,
The Irishman, I enjoyed. I think The Irishman.
I still have to watch it though. So
yeah,
maybe I'm just talking shit.
It's good. It's good. Joe Pesci and De Niro actually probably like one of my favorite performances for both of them.
Okay.
This De Niro performance is my favorite performance. I mean, if not top 3.
He's good.
I don't know. The only 2 complaints I have in this movie is Brendan Fraser is in a different fucking movie, and I don't know what the hell he was doing. Why he came on set, just rolled off the fucking whale and came on set and
so out of place.
Brought whatever that energy from that shit movie was and brought it to this one. But yeah, that and what was the other thing I was gonna say? It was bad. Oh, not really bad. I just want to know more about the Freemason situation there.
Oh yeah, that was a cool part. I will say, yeah.
Leo getting his ass slapped.
Cool. I mean, it gives Hal's character a little bit more of like, oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Freemason runs the town.
He's like indoctrinated into some weird society, also.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I've always had like
know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I get that. I love that moment too. Like the Masonic lodges that I see in all these small towns I just like think back to the history of those things, and they're I just like wonder who funneled money into these things as like as a community to like. It's kind of scary.
To get to the town to do anything around here, I have to pass Masonic Lodge every time, and I look at it and I point it out, and I tell Sarah's about tired of it because I go on rabbit trails with Masonic stuff. But
you tell her like one day we'll be Masons.
I keep telling her, I was like, I'm gonna get my hands on one of their Bibles. I swear to God.
Yeah.
So help me.
You gotta go into their secret ceremonies and learn all the secrets.
Drink from the chalice.
But yeah, that's interesting. Kind of sad that you guys didn't like it, but to each their own, I guess.
I
love long movies. I love the runtime. I didn't feel like it was that long.
Oh, dude, I would have been checking the fucking runtime like.
I checked
so
my
many
phone
times.
one time. I was pretty proud.
Yeah.
I checked it one time, and it was like 3 hours in because I was just like, dude, where are we? I mean, I will say it didn't feel that long. Like, it wasn't like boring at any moment really, because like Marty's good at just like keeping you. It was just never like really entertaining to like be like something, So, the score, I did like the score. It was very like vibey, and it was very subtle. It was like almost you didn't really notice it half the time, and then it's like there. Pretty good. And then I also like some like sound mixing shit I found was weird in this movie. There's like crickets that are like right in your fucking face, and then they're like gone, and just like sound effects. Like, I was just like weirdly like in the theater, it like was like maybe I don't know, maybe I was just high or something, but it was just like not like fucking like melding into my brain, right? And there's like a couple like ADR moments where it's just like blatant like redubs where it's just like, I don't know. If I ever had like millions of dollars, I feel like I would never show a shot with like the wrong word, like.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I would. I guess if you need it and you don't have anything else, like.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I really wanted to speak on was, I think when I was watching it and the end happened and it was the radio show, I like sat forward and I wanted to applaud just because I was like, this is a way to do it. No title cards. It's like telling the title cards through an interesting way. And I thought that was very cool.
It was cool. I did
I
like that.
agree.
That was
Yeah,
I
pretty
really enjoyed that.
tasteful.
me
Yeah.
too.
And
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think like Martin Scorsese is like tone deaf in his like thoughts on what he was doing. Cause like to me, that ending where it's like white dudes telling the story on their terms with like cartoony little sound effects and shit. And then he comes on himself to like say the last moments. I think he's like owning up to like his stake in the project and all like its ramifications that he's telling it or whatever. But like, I just don't think he like did all the work at the beginning to do it right. He just like tacked it on at the end to be like, I made it. But it was very nice end. And I did like the pull up shot of like the ceremony going on and you just see it like this. That was fucking cool. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again
Killers of the Flower Moon
eventually.
for you.
Yeah. And like I said, if we do a dive on Scorsese, I might come around to this one on not as like a harsh as I am now. I think it's like when I go to watch like with Oppenheimer, it's the same thing. I just get like angry for some reason, like because I know that the
I'm not
quality
mad
threshold
at
that
them.
these filmmakers can hit, and then to watch like these 3 hour slop fests, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, why are you doing this? And what have you been doing the last 10 years of your life? Like, I don't know. I'm just being
Yeah.
harsh again. Mostly Nolan, less with Scorsese because I think he still has like a tailored approach to his shit that's like very in his wheelhouse. With Oppenheimer, man, I was just like, I'll
I
be
don't know.
done.
I still like Oppenheimer. I still like it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
And
more
maybe it's
entertaining
yeah.
than Killers.
It is hard though. Like, it's hard for me to believe that the same guy directed this film as like Wolf of Wall Street. So I don't know.
I mean, it's believable because like I think it's like Leo. That's okay. He's playing Jordan Belfort and the Once Upon a Time character.
I
Those
like
are the
money
two.
and I like women.
Yeah,
He
it's
likes
like
money. Yeah.
mix those two together and you got this guy. I mean, it feels very Scorsese to me. Like his character shit, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just like
I really liked it.
lower echelon.
I want to watch it again, like
nice.
right now.
Uh,
So
Really,
Might be a
okay.
while for me
Yeah.
to get around to it. I'd watch The Irishman again before,
Yeah,
or like I don't know. I still haven't seen Gains of New York.
that's
Cape
probably his
Fear.
weakest for me. I haven't
Is
seen
it?
Hugo
Yeah.
though, so
it's outside
Yeah.
the box of his other shit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch your next one, Marty. Don't stop now, man. I'm not telling you to stop at all. So
It's too good. It's too
keep
good.
it
so he
going.
might only have one more left in him. So
Yeah, keep making your shit. I'm glad he told this story at the end of the day, just because like he clearly wanted to for like 30 years or whatever. So
yeah.
he did it. Anyways, I don't know. I've been feeling in like turmoil the last few days about my perspective on this movie. So
Same.
Oh,
Same.
no
I
worries.
I wanted to like it more than I did, but
I was definitely interested to see what you guys thought. So different perspective. Everybody I've talked to, they really liked it. So
yeah, I think I'm
Yeah.
outside the norm on this one, but I think I'm
Yeah.
like
yeah.
as a normie audience member, the two people that walked out, I like totally understand their perspective. So it's like
Yeah.
I think I'm in the middle there somewhere of like
Yeah.
because
No,
I'm a
there's
film
definitely a
buff.
handful of people, yeah,
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
like, yeah, this movie wasn't good or was too long or was not justified in being what it was or created by the wrong person, what have you. So yeah, no, I see the perspectives. But for me it worked. So
Cool.
yeah.
I'm glad. I'm
That's
glad
good.
that
Yeah.
films can have that effect on people, man. Different
Yeah.
perspectives, different
Yeah, no,
experiences. That's what it's all about.
if there was no like push and pull, then it would just be boring, you know?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah. True.
for sure. You think this one's gonna win some awards?
No. No,
Really?
I mean, I think it's too yeah, no. Too long. I think maybe, if anything, Lily Gladstone will get like I mean, there'll be nominations, I think. I think she'll get a
Yeah.
nomination.
I think she might
Um,
win, honestly. If the hype
That'd be cool.
continues like it has, I think she might get it. But
she might. Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't think it's a lot of people's cup of teas, and I don't. And Marty has never really been an Academy like favorite.
That's
So
true.
for some reason, even though
That's
he's
so
like
yeah, that's
regarded
crazy.
as the
Yeah.
greatest, one of the greatest filmmakers ever, but
Yeah. I
I
think it
mean,
might
some
get
of the greatest
nominated
filmmakers
for Best Picture,
have.
but might not. Probably
I
won't
think
win.
it might, yeah, but maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about it too. Is like out of the movies I've watched this year, I would not really pick one movie that I'd like gauge as like a Best Picture contender.
If
Past
if any of
Lives
them,
is
I
the
would
best
pick
movie I've
this one.
watched. Yeah,
This would be my my one
you'd
that I
want this
would
one.
say, yeah, this one. I mean, Oppenheimer's up there, but I just don't think
Dude,
that
I hope that one does not win. I just
I don't think it's the caliber that it needs to be. I mean, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
it's Nolan's best movie, but I don't think it's at the caliber to be like this is a Best Picture winner.
Yeah.
I think
There's
that's fair. Yeah.
something doesn't sit right that Christopher Nolan made like fucking no joke like $100 million like himself pocketing from that movie too. That's like
Oh.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just like getting salty about history or some shit, but it's like to have like a British American man like make $100 million on a movie that about the atomic bomb, like kind of like defeats the point.
Something
I don't know.
something skeevy about that.
It's
Something grimy about
just,
that.
like he's like coasting on a tragedy of like and another
Yeah.
person's history, and it's not that good, and he made $100 million. It's like what the fuck? I don't know, but that's just me. Anyways, you want to talk about what we've been watching?
I actually have to go. My son's sick, so
Oh
he's
shit!
Oh
kind of
damn.
upset.
Oh my bad, dude.
I just wanted to hear you. That's
Okay.
sorry. I'm trying to. That's why I
Okay,
wasn't
yeah.
saying much. It's not that I
Oh,
wasn't
it's-
interested. I was listening, but yeah.
oh, you got
man.
yeah. Got other
Important
shit.
shit.
But
Yeah. All right. Well,
I do want
thanks.
to talk about House of Usher and
Dude.
Sopranos though
Oh,
next
hell yeah.
time
Okay.
because
Dope. Okay.
I'm watching House of Usher, dude. I'm loving it. I'm loving that show.
I've heard
yes,
such great
me
things.
too.
I might
good.
start that up
I'm
soon.
halfway through.
I finished
So.
Me too.
Scrubs, so I'm
Same.
looking
I just hit
for
the halfway point. So
Hey, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll probably try to finish it sometime
Same.
over this week. So if you want to talk full on that next week, I'm
Yeah.
down.
definitely.
I'll start it up.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Good talking, boys. Later.
Yeah, man.
Later, boys.
Take it easy.